If you ask anyone how they got to where they are today, you quickly learn that many successful people have connections. But these connections were not simply handed over to them. Instead, they were forged through professional business networking. You see, business revolves around people. In fact, who you know is more important than what you know in business. People affect your business in so many areas. You can think about sales. I'm thinking about human resource. You can also think about suppliers or the supply chain. People are important in so many aspects or areas of your business. And creating the right link or connection in your business becomes much more important for that reason. Having the right link or connection is essential to the growth of your business, especially if you intend to be successful in business. I cannot agree more with Robert Kiyosaki when he says, your network is your net worth. It is therefore extremely important for all of us to build and maintain professional relationships or networks that are going to help us in our careers and in building our businesses. So in today's video, I'm exploring strategies that you can implement in order for you to build professional networks so as to create a brand for yourself, to build your business and land that career that you've always dreamt of. But before we get started, I would like to say a million thank yous to everyone that's subscribing to my channel. Thank you so much. If you are new to my channel, consider subscribing by clicking the subscribe button. It's right here. In case you haven't seen it, click subscribe and also turn on the bell icon so that every time I release a video, you'll be the first to know. Now, let's get started. Hello there, entrepreneurs, and welcome to another episode of the Ndalama Insights Business Show with Mukonkela, where we turn your challenges into actionable insights. Now, making new connections, whether for your business or your career, is not an easy thing to do. And so today I want to explore some of the strategies that you can implement as you carry out this extremely challenging task, especially if you are an introvert. You are a person that really doesn't like to be out there. I'm going to share with you some of the strategies that you can utilize as you go about building business connections. Now, I would like us to reflect back on Robert Kiyosaki's saying that your network is your net worth. Just think about this for a little while. What does this mean? Let's think about how much you are worth right now. Think about how much you have in your bank account right now, even in property or whatever investments you've made. How much are you worth right now? Think about it. Whatever amount you are worth indicates what your network is comprised of, who you are connected with, who you know. That's why Robert Kiyosaki says, your network is your net worth, meaning that you are worth your connections, really, and that's very true. Because the people you know will determine how much you can eventually make. And that is the importance of business connections or any connections, it be for your career or your job, especially if you are seeking a job or you're just starting out in business. The connections that you make will determine your worth at the end of the day. And so look at the people you are hanging around with. What are they worth? Because at the end of the day, it's the people that you're hanging out with, plus yourself, the connections that you have. When I say the people that you're hanging out with, I mean the connections that you have, the people that you're connected with in your business will give you your net worth. So think about this really carefully. And maybe today is the day you're actually going to start building better connections. You could even consider letting go of some connections that are irrelevant or do not really add value to your business or to your career. So it is really something for all of us to think about. So the first thing you need to look at when you are thinking about networking, in order for you to build business connections, is the objective. What is the reason why you want these business connections? Is it because you want to get a new job? Is it because you want to grow your business, maybe by growing your clientele? Is it because you are seeking financing or investment into your business? It's very important for you to start by looking at the goal or the objective. What is the reason why you want to build these business connections? So always start with that. Because when you start with the goal or the reason why you are seeking business connections, you're going to be clear about everything else that comes with networking effectively for yourself. So having considered your objective, you now need to look at events or platforms that will enable you to network. Nowadays, there are so many platforms that you can utilize for networking. Let me start with the websites that you can use for creating business connections. Now, social media is a great platform for you to get started building business connections, especially if you're an introvert. You don't like being out there. So you can start by creating a profile on LinkedIn and then asking for connections from people that you already know, and then ask for referrals. Okay? That's how you start building that business connection through LinkedIn. Nowadays, there are quite a number of platforms. There's Twitter, there's Instagram, there's YouTube, as you are seeing me right now. There are so many ways you can actually create connections with people that share the same, interests as yourself. So once you select a platform, maybe LinkedIn, you then start seeking out, connections from different people. Another way of connecting with people traditionally has been through events. Many people in the past, I myself as well, have attended many networking events. So you need to find out what events are taking place, where you're going to meet the people that are going to help you attain the objective that you've created for yourself. So you need to really research really well and look at the right events where you are likely to find the right people that are going to help you. So when you are seeking out events to attend for networking, you need to look at events that cater to your interests. So you need to look at events where you're going to meet the people that are going to help you in attaining your vision. So it's not every event that you need to be at. You need to think carefully and look at events that are really going to be of value to you and your interests. A good way of finding events that are relevant to your industry or your interests is by looking at business associations. There are so many business associations that we have. You can affiliate yourself to a business association that is in your specific industry. And normally these business associations hold events or workshops where you are invited, where you are actually likely to find, customers or business connections that are going to be of use to attaining your goal when you go out networking. So as you prepare to go out to network, two things are important. You need to think about the objective or the reason for your networking, and you also need to consider the events that are going to help you attain that objective. Now, let's move forward. Assuming you already have a clear goal or objective for your networking, and you've already identified platforms, you're on LinkedIn, and there are events that are taking place. How do you go about successfully networking when you are actually attending an event or even asking for a business connection on LinkedIn? The first thing I would encourage you to do is to be very open-minded. You see, when you are attending networking events, particularly events or workshops, you are likely to meet different kinds of people with different positions in different companies from different industries. So maybe from one company, you might find there's a director, the general manager, and maybe just, a member of staff from that organization. So you need to be very open-minded and engage with everyone, because you never know who's going to be, the right connection or link to attaining your objective. So don't be too selective when you are in a networking event. When you get to that event, remember to introduce yourself in a friendly manner. First of all, when you actually get to that networking event, if you're coming from a company and you've carried a colleague with you, it's extremely important for you not to just sit with your colleague throughout the event. The reason why you're going out is so that you can meet new people. That is what networking is about. So avoid sticking with your workmates or colleagues from the same organization as yourself. In fact, I would actually encourage you to sit at a table where you don't know anyone and introduce yourself. So as you introduce yourself, don't say, I am the director at ABC Limited. Consider introducing yourself by what you actually do. So you could say, hi there, I'm Mukonki, and I love to help SMEs grow their businesses. Okay? Then allow time for that person also to introduce themselves, and they'll tell you their name as well. Going forward, don't forget their names. When you meet them again, or if you are introducing them to a colleague of yours, remember to mention their name. So let's say I'm introducing you and you are probably Eric, okay? And we're together in this networking event, we just met. And then I meet a colleague of mine who's maybe Brenda. So I'm going to introduce you to Brenda, like, hi Brenda, meet Eric. Eric loves to work with SMEs to help them with their marketing. So that way, you're starting to build a connection with Eric, and that is how you get started building a rapport with people that you don't know that you're meeting at these networking events. As you are engaging in networking, you are talking to different people, you need to give people a chance to also talk. So you need to be a good listener. Listen to what they are telling you and repeat some of the things that they are telling you to just clarify that you got what they are saying. Now, still at the event, many people love to carry business cards with them when they are coming to networking events. It's a good thing to carry a business card when you're going to a networking event, but I would encourage you not to just drop business cards to anyone and everyone at that event, because you'll just be wasting your stationery. The effective way of handing out business cards to people that you're meeting at networking events is by first introducing yourself, as I have discussed, and also creating some kind of rapport with them. Okay, so you need to connect somehow, and then you leave your business card with them, because that way they're going to remember you and the discussion you had with them during the event. Okay, so it's good to carry business cards, but don't just flash them all over the place or just drop them with anybody, because they might actually end up in the bin. I won't even remember you just a day later. So before you hand out a business card, always create a connection, speak with the person, and if you find that there's something of interest between you two, then you can leave your business card with that person. Now, the final tip I would like to leave with you is after the networking event. Now, after the event ends, this is the most critical, time for you to actually start building that connection, because in the event, you just met them. Now, after the networking event, within the next 48 hours, you need to get back to your contacts, the people that you had, networked with, you had spoken with, you had left a business card with. This actually brings me back or takes me back to the event itself. As you are engaging with people in the networking event, always, discuss issues that are going to help you continue that discussion even after the networking event. Okay, so now let's come back to after the event. I've already said you need to contact them within the next 48 hours and always refer back to the discussions that you had. If you had told them to say, okay, I'm going to send you a brochure of what I do, or you had left them with, an item or something to follow up on. So within the next 48 hours, it allows you to actually get back to them and send them that brochure, or send them an email, or just follow up your discussion. So it's very important for you to follow up after the networking event, because that is when you actually start building the relationship. If you're on LinkedIn, it's very important, and this is something that I'm actually learning myself as well. I've got so many connections on LinkedIn, and I would also love you to be a connection. So if we are not connected on LinkedIn, please drop me, search for my name, Mukonkela. I would really love to connect with you. Maybe we can share a few interests on how we can, work with SMEs to grow their businesses together. So search for my name, because I don't know you. I would have searched for your name. So rather search for my name and just, write me in one way to say, I watched your YouTube video. And that way I'm going to remember that you actually saw this video. So say, I watched your YouTube video on networking, so I would love to connect with you. I would really appreciate that. And if you are enjoying my video so far, don't forget to like it and also drop a comment. I'd also love to hear from you. Anything else that I've left out when it comes to building, successful business connections for your career or for your business. So networking really requires a lot of initiative and effort from yourself. And it is, an effort that is going to repay you in the long term. Because as you network, you never know. One person can actually turn your life around just from one networking event. It happens a lot. Remember, your network is your net worth. So just one business network can increase your net worth drastically. Okay, that's the importance of networking. It requires a bit of initiative and effort, but it's definitely effort that is going to repay you back 1,000 times. Networking is a very important tool for building and growing your business brand as well as your business as a whole, especially for startups, people that are just starting out in business. Because it is through networking events that you meet different people that might help you, with customers, referrals, or with financing. I have often said that banks normally lend to people that they know. Okay? If you don't know anybody at any bank anywhere and they don't know you, they've never heard of you, it's very unlikely that you can be funded. So you need to get out there and create business connections. We all need to do that, don't we? Well, this is all I had to share in today's video. Thank you so much for your time and for watching this video. If you're already a subscriber, thank you so much, like a million times. If you are not, consider subscribing to my channel by clicking the subscribe button. It's up here. Click subscribe, and also don't you forget to smash the bell icon so that you can be reminded whenever I have a YouTube video out. Thank you so much, and see you next time.